Hey guys! So we're going to be talking to you about Anchor quickly. If you haven't heard of it, it's the easiest way to make a podcast.
First of all, it's free, and I don't understand how someone wouldn't want something that's free.
I know. And there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast straight from your phone or computer.
Anchor distributes your podcast for you. It goes straight to Spotify and Apple, and you don't have to move a finger. It just goes if you set it up that way.
Oh, not only that, but you can also make money from your podcast. Get your own money from making your own podcast with no minimum listenership.
So it's everything you need to make a podcast in one place.
So if you're interested in making your own podcast, go download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Again, that is anchor.fm to get started.
Yay!
Yay.
Anchor.
Hey guys!
That was on sync. We all said hey guys at the same time.
This is our third. Shut up! This is our third. No, they always cut over me. Okay, this is our third attempt in trying to film this.
Welcome back.
Okay,
You missed us.
Yeah,
None
we
of you
know.
watch us.
Listen.
Two people who actually listen to us, thank you for staying with us, our
you.
loyal fans.
Isn't that Yoon Sumeda?
No.
Oh.
Okay, so let's introduce ourselves, guys. My name is Sumeda. Hello.
Cindy,
Who's going
go.
next?
Go.
Cindy, go!
Go. Okay.
Go.
My name's Cindy.
And my name is Karina.
And we're Minor Talk Podcast.
I think they know who we are.
Okay, well.
Yeah, they're consistently listening. But what if we have a giveaway?
With what?
Everyone who's listening is probably so bored right now.
Okay, anyway.
Our topic today will be change. Also, I came up with this and made that it never does any category picking on what the topic will be.
Yes, I
Today
do.
we're doing change, and I thought of it, so credit to me. And we're basically just talking about a lot of different types of change, like school, houses, just a lot of stuff.
Yep. It's a really broad category. We don't really have a specific, usually when we talk about something this big, we should try to, narrow it down into smaller subcategories. But we just aren't doing that for this episode. It's like last week's episode with stress. We divided it into school.
I'm sorry.
Is everything okay?
No, I just thought, what if I farted?
I would keep it in.
Okay, anyway. Like with last week's episode, we talked about stress, but we divided it into...
I told you.
Imagine Cindy just farted.
Okay, let me talk.
Okay.
So, with last week's episode, we divided it into school stress specifically because stress is a big topic, but in this episode about change, it's not really gonna be like that episode.
We're going to give our personal stories on change, and we're going to tell you how you can deal with change, as the usual.
Let's get to it.
Who wants to start off with their stories?
Cindy, you can start, and make sure you don't laugh.
Alright. I guess what have I really changed? I mean, I guess my biggest change in my whole life has been appearance. A lot of people tell me I've had a really fat, big glow up. I'm looking back on a few pictures of me in 5th grade, I see it. I agree. But I don't know. I feel like it's not as fat as people say it is, but I've definitely changed in style wise, as Sumeda said.
Guys, imagine how much Cindy's style is gonna change in her 20s.
In my 20s.
I feel like your hair is gonna be dyed, and then you're gonna have a whole new style.
The thing is, I want to dye my hair. I feel an attachment to my non-dyed hair, my virgin hair. I could still do so much with my virgin hair before dyeing it. I could cut it up and donate it. But once I dye it, I can't do that again. So I'm ooh. What do I do? On again with my appearance. I used to be, like, imagine a cube, like a very condensed, concentrated cube. And then you pull that cube.
Cindy, where are you going with this?
That's a terrible analogy. That is what happened to me. I stretched. Like, imagine dough, and then you use gravity to, like, make it long, or, like, make it into
I'm
a noodle.
so confused. What is she talking about?
I'm talking about my glow up, okay? Basically, I was, like, a condensed, chubby kid. Oh my god, this happened... Okay, I remember watching this cartoon YouTuber, and he was like, one day you call someone fat, and you become fat yourself. That's kind of what happened to me, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was already a little chubby because I was a kid. But, like, once I told someone I was fat, boom. Fat. I became obesity level. Like, the doctor had to tell me, you are obese. You need to... I know your appetite is good and you eat like all the healthy vegetables you need along with some junk food, but I think you can control it a bit. And I was like, I was mad, okay? I know this isn't what the episode is about, but I guess my diet didn't change, but I did. Like, I really stretched. Like, all of that went into my height one day. And people were like, wow, who's this? Who are you? But yeah, I didn't lose any weight though. Like, I was still the same weight. A lot of people were like, wow, you really changed. And I feel like there's a different way in how, like, they treated me. You know, people would be like, oh my god, you're so pretty. Like, they never told me that before. I'm gonna call it as them being fatphobic, because I was a chubby kid. You know, that's probably unreasonable to say. You know what, maybe not, maybe. I can't decide. But it kind of made me uncomfortable how different they treated me. And, like, I really... this is difficult to talk about. I wrote it, I typed it in my notes a lot of times before, but like just that uncomfortableness with how different they treat you, you have to acknowledge it in yourself. There really isn't, like, for me especially, I didn't know how to deal with it. Like, I knew people started seeing and treating me differently, but I kind of just I went with it. I don't know how anyone else would have went with it, because I'm a pretty passive person. But if you feel uncomfortable, obviously you need to tell people. You need to be like, you can't just start acting this way once I look different. But yeah, that's all I have to add on.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about my story. This is how I changed friend groups when I was in elementary school. Since I was first grade.
Thank you for that. I have to edit that out. I'll keep it in just for that.
Sorry.
It's good. Okay, anyway. So...
I'm so sorry.
You know what, should I just restart my story?
No, it's okay. Don't worry. Let's have the ringer have a chance to speak now.
Alright.
Cindy, would you like to have the ringer go?
I hate y'all. Go on.
Okay, so we mentioned this so many times in the podcast, but so I've been going to the same school since kindergarten, and around first grade is when I started becoming friends with these 3 people, and we would talk a lot, and it was honestly a really toxic friend group, not gonna lie, and it was first grade, so they're that friend group. They're the sassy ones that everyone wants to be friends with, but they're you don't make the cut. I mean, I would, for some reason, hang out with them, and...
Again, I'm so sorry.
And I was friends with them for so long, and then second grade I wasn't as close because I didn't really have any classes with them, but then again in third grade, that's when we got really, really close, because all 3 of us and this other girl got really close together because we were all in the same class. So all of us got really close. And then in 4th grade, we were all put in different classes. Well, not really. 2 of them were in the same class, and then the other 2 of us, including me, were in different classes and didn't really have any other friends in our class. So I had to make new friends in my class, and that's where Cindy comes in. So I started talking to Cindy, and eventually we kind of just started talking to other people in our class, and then that's where the OG friend group comes in, and obviously more people were added in 5th grade, and we started talking to more in 6th grade, especially in middle school. more. That's where Karuna came in middle school. So
Yeah, I wasn't an OG. That's why I am calling myself a side friend.
okay, whatever. So I eventually did switch friend groups, and even though I was pretty young at the time, it's still different because honestly, like the two friend groups that I was in from first grade, third grade to fourth grade, like it was a big difference. On the other hand, you have a really toxic friend group, and then you have Cindy and Karina and happy sunshine friend group. So for the most part, and and it is a big difference. And obviously, I'm really happy that I made the switch. No regrets, but it is a hard change in the beginning. When I was looking for friends, it was hard. So I don't know if I had some advice to give you guys on change regarding friends. Just think about what's best for you. In the moment, I was pretty upset, but now looking back, I'm really happy that I was able to become friends with Cindy and then everyone else, because I'm much more happy that with this friend group than I would have been with the other friend group that I was in. So that's my piece of advice.
I just wanted to say, I remember one of them asked me if I knew how to speak Telugu.
Yeah, one of the girls I was friends with in elementary school. And if you guys haven't seen Cindy or the way she looks yet, then you should check out her Instagram.
Yeah, really, really much her likes. Anyways, I'm sorry, Karina. Go on.
Now it's my turn. I will have no disruptions. Shh. Alright. I'm going to be talking to you about switching locations, such as houses or switching schools, because I have a lot of experience with both of them. I've gone to many schools in my primary, and I've been at the same school.
No one calls it primary except ours.
Oh, I'm sorry. Our elementary. Anyway, I've been at the same school since 6th grade, but before that in elementary, I'm sorry. I had gone to a lot of different schools, so I know a lot about trying to make new friends at a new school. I will talk to you about the time when I moved schools from 1st grade to 2nd grade, I think it was. This one was like the best one, so we're going to talk about 1st to 2nd grade school switch. And basically, I went to the school and I didn't know anyone. Literally no one, because it's obviously a new school in a new district. When I got there, no one obviously wanted to be friends with me, so I was by myself and I didn't really have anyone to talk to. It was kind of awkward. And what I basically did to help myself get friends is I sat next to them during lunch, and you can do this in any grade, because if you're in middle school or high school, like you can do this any grade. Just try sitting with someone at lunch and talking to them, and maybe this is how you can get into friend groups and everything. It might work, it might not. If you have any free time during class periods, try talking to whoever's at your table, or try talking to people that are around you, and try making friends, because I promise it would be much more beneficial to have friends rather than to not and sit by yourself. And I will also talk to you about moving houses. I did this a lot, and I always made really good friends with my neighbors, and I would always be kind of sad because I had to say bye to my neighbors. The way I dealt or coped with moving houses is I tried meeting my new neighbors and try getting to know them. I also tried finding positives about my new neighborhood every single time we moved. There are always like positives you can find whenever you're switching houses, and if there aren't any, I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. Try finding a pizza place and eating pizza, or eat food. Food is always best comfort. Then try finding whatever food areas are around you, and it might help you feel a little better.
Find something that you can relate to that used to be in your old house. So like food is a great example, because if you go to a really franchised place like, I don't know, Pizza Hut, which is like everywhere, then it can bring you back and make you feel more like home, and like nothing much has changed because you're still eating the same food, and like, so I think that could really help. And when I moved from my apartment to my house, it was a change. It was definitely a big change, because obviously moving from a 2-bedroom apartment to a 4-bedroom house is with 2 stories. It's a big change. But I mean, me and my sister have been begging our parents to move to a house for a while, so it wasn't a bad change, but it can be hard on some people depending on, I don't know, I don't really know what advice to give for someone if you don't like that. So when I was a kid, we only moved to our first house when I was like in 3rd grade, and I haven't moved since then. And then I moved like to 3 different apartments before that, 3 or 4, but like they were all in the same community. I'm not even kidding. It was all in the same community. And then I moved. And the last apartment move was to a community that was like across our old apartment community. So yeah, I didn't really have a lot of big change regarding that. And like when I moved to a house, my house is like 5 minutes away from my old apartment. So
I'd say your community's in a nice place. I mean, definitely they evolved and built plazas, but yeah. I've only moved twice. No, I've only moved once actually.
If you guys are having issues when moving houses, I would definitely try contacting us through our DMs because we do have quite some insight on it.
if you need any help at all, just DM us on Minor Talk. You don't have to reach out to our private socials or anything. Just DM us on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and we'll have all the ads in the episode notes below.
I want to add something. I want to talk about changes, especially for me as a female, when I transitioned into puberty. I know we already talked about it, but, I kind of struggled with, insecurity, for, especially when I started, to grow chest and body hair, and, especially when I, started to sweat. I don't know why I freaked out over the idea of wearing a bra, because, I guess I already talked about how, I wanted to be flat. At that time, it wasn't the standard to, be flat, but for some reason, as a child, I felt weird, as a child, having chest in a way. It was normal, though. I was going into 6th grade and 7th grade, and, just wearing an actual bra freaked me out. So I, wear sports bras all the time, which, isn't really sports bras. Isn't really actual bras. Soon enough. There's clearly a lot of uncomfortableness transitioning into all these new undergarments, but you should embrace it and realize there's other people that are probably feeling the same way, and people are at different stages. If you're wearing a bra earlier, that is okay. You're supporting yourself. Yeah, don't hate yourself for it. Everyone's body is different, and I'm gonna say body positivity. I know that's super ironic coming from someone who isn't body positive towards themselves as much. Support other people, try to support other people if you can. That might help them, and then maybe they'll support you back and you'll start feeling more comfortable. And then with body hair, everyone's gonna deal with it. Some people will have it more than others. Not everyone's gonna be hairless when they transition to puberty. It's a normal thing. And definitely, it's your choice if you want to wax or shave or do anything. You can keep it if you want. It's your body. You shouldn't have to feel insecure about it. And of course, with body hair comes a lot of sweating. And low-key, I felt before I transitioned into puberty, I didn't have to worry about sweaty armpits. But once I started growing hair, the sweat would condense and it'd stick to my shirt and everything. And I'd start getting more self-conscious about raising my arm and all, out of embarrassment. And I don't know how else to say this, but I guess don't make people uncomfortable, or don't make fun of them for having sweaty armpits, because it's gonna happen to everyone. But yeah.
That's Cindy's catchphrase, but yeah. So yeah, I think that covers everything that we wanted to talk about in this episode.
So today we touched a little on appearance, thanks to Cindy, just a teensy bit on appearance. And then we went over to friendship, and then moving houses, schools, and then we finished off with puberty.
We actually have episodes on 2 of these topics, so you should totally check them out after listening to this one. We have one about puberty, we have one about friendships, so listen to them.
We beg of you.
Oh yeah,
we beg of you, please.
Please, anything. I'm so hard on editing that. The friendships one was one of our first, so forgive the quality, but it's pretty insightful.
It's insightful, yeah.
We really hope today was very insightful for you guys, or at least very helpful. I hope this did help you in some way and you learned something of what you could do.
That's it. And with that being said, we'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.